everyone, and thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be about my second sterile processing traveling job here in Kansas City. And this video will mainly be about the work life. Truth starts right here. Honor God and choices. That fear doesn't thwart you.
Thank you for needing some attention and ensuring that I move on to my next task.
I am a traveler. So we're here today in the parking garage stairwell. This parking garage is called P5 and it is a full parking garage with multiple layers up all the way through 6 levels. And I do pay for this parking. I pay $55 a month, so that is something to consider when you're traveling. One of the main questions I get about traveling has to do with pay. So for this assignment, I'm actually making more here in Kansas City than I was in Houston, which is a plus. But I do get a housing stipend as well as a food stipend, and then I get an hourly rate. My hourly rate is about $12 an hour, and then I get about $600 for stay, and then about $250 for food stipends. That ranges to about $33 an hour after taxes. I'm really grateful for that amount because it definitely ensures that I have enough to pay for my housing here as well as for my home in Oklahoma and all of the bills that I have, as well as making sure and definite payments towards my debt. For my contract, I am considered a second shift person. So I work 3 to 11:30, and my shift is the majority of the instrumentation coming down because the majority of cases are being finished. So that means that I get a majority of the work, but it also means that I stay on top of things and produce good, efficient, fruitful work. I really enjoy my second shift team. I do work a little bit with first shift, and I have worked a little bit with third shift regarding overtime and mixing of hours due to workload. But I enjoy my second shift team because this is the first team I've ever worked on that's fully female coworkers. And we have a really good repertoire, as well as being able to just pick up the slack where others are lacking and just kind of have a rotation regarding breaks, as well as just movement throughout the 3 parts of the department. So decontamination, assembly, and sterilization.
My favorite part of the work life has to definitely be breaks and my lunch. With this contract here in Kansas City, I get 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch. My first 15-minute break is at 5:15, then my lunch is at 7 o'clock, and then my second break is at 9:45. So I definitely use those breaks just to eat as well as read or practice my languages. So I have this beautiful lunch pail, thank you Mumsy, that I carry a bunch of food in. I have noticed that it is more financially stable for me and economically sound to bring my lunch on a regular basis, because then I control what I eat as well as how much I spend on it. So I actually spend a lot less because I plan meals and bring them with me. So this is part of the work life.
A major consideration when you're traveling is people. You want to be able to be friendly and civil with people no matter what the situation. Being a traveler, you want to stay out of the drama. Make sure that you take the time to really know who you are, know what you know about your certification as well as the education that you've had for your position, and always consider what's best for the patient overall. You want to follow the hospital's policies, but the patient is the person we are helping. So ensure patient safety. Being a traveler, you definitely want to ensure open communication with management. You want to follow the chain of command from lead to supervisor, then to manager, and then director if need be. But you want to have that open communication if you need to make up hours for, say, a holiday, or you just have an opportunity for overtime and they want you to work. So that's very important that you can physically talk to those people or have them on the phone call to where you're not afraid of them. It's important for that open line of communication. A consideration when traveling is being aware of how to use the equipment. If you're unaware of how to use a certain piece of equipment, whether it be a washer, a sterilizer, or any other piece of equipment, ensure that you get training and you are fully functional on that equipment before you start to run instrumentation, because it can be a safety hazard not only for yourself, but for the patient. For this specific travel assignment, I have worked with multiple types of sterilizers, washers, and assembly equipment. So for sterilizers, I've worked with steam sterilizers as well as V-Pro sterilizers for low temperature gas plasma sterilization, including also the Steris 1E, which has to do with high level disinfection for flexible endoscopes, rigid scopes, and light sources or light cords. The facility I work in, which is a tower off of the main facility, has single chamber washers, which are very nice because you don't have to keep pulling them through if they get stuck in the tunnel washer, like I have experienced before. They also have a pass-through window that is automated by the hand, and as well as a drying cabinet. That is very nice because once things are hand washed and ready to go to the other side, they immediately go into the drying cabinet and are dried from the time that they are washed to the time that they're handled. The decontamination setup here is definitely manageable. They have multiple sinks, but most of them are a 2-sink method, which is different than what I learned on, but I can definitely handle. I'm grateful for those, as well as the ultrasonic cleaner. So they have an ultrasonic cleaner that has a basket for Da Vinci robot arms, but they also have ultrasonic cleaners for just regular instrumentation to ensure cavitation and any multiple microscopic debris is removed. At this facility, it's nice that they have a specific elevator for dirty instrumentation to be transported from the OR to the sterile processing department. So the assembly area is actually one of my favorites. They do have the desks or work areas that raise or lower depending upon your preference, as well as chairs. I don't really use mine, but definitely is a favorite of many of my coworkers. So we also have a board wall that has extra instrumentation, as well as a peel pack station for steam or V-Pro peel packs. Then we have an area where the washers are unloaded and either set to the side for assembly. They go onto a rack where they sit and wait to be prioritized as well as assembled. Overall, the work life has definitely changed from the beginning of my assignment through the extension and to the end of where I am now. I am a few weeks out from the end of my contract, for the second part of my contract, the extension. So when I started, it was overtime overload, excessive amounts of sets being left, and then we went through the pandemic, which is COVID-19, and we went through elective surgeries being canceled, therefore leaving a lot of extra space and time, which you can go learn more about in my COVID-19 working through healthcare experience. And then now we're getting back to the point where surgeries are being added back, so we are getting to that point where workers are needed, and I'm very grateful that I was able to keep my job and to get to this point where I get to keep working. Work-life balance has definitely been something that I'm learning about here. Being alone through COVID-19 has showed me the importance of my relationship with God, as well as the importance of my relationship with my family members and my loved ones. And I wasn't really good at balancing all of that to begin with, but I'm very grateful that I'm learning about it now. So this was the work life of my second sterile processing job travel assignment here in Kansas City. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and ich liebe dich, je t'aime, te quiero, and a aviante. I'll see you soon.